Hey Anindya, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I am doing fine. Good evening.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Yeah,
So, first of all, thank you for taking the time out on a Friday evening for this call.
it's okay. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. And secondly, congratulations on scoring a 700. If memory serves correct, you started with a verbal 22 in 2013, in December of 2013 or so.
Yeah,
Just hold on.
I sure, no problem.
Hmm. I have multiple phones, apparently. Just give me a second.
Sure, no problem.
Yes. Hi. Sorry about that, Anindya. Yes. So,
Yeah,
so
it's fine.
if memory serves right, you started from a verbal 22 in December of last year, right? That was your
Uh, in October of
October.
last year, I started.
Okay. And so verbal 22 to a verbal 34, it's an incredible improvement. And so congratulations for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm. So what
Okay.
I want to do in this, and this is kind of a new interview series that we kind of started. We've been interviewing we had a lot of success stories, and the thing really is, when you get success stories, you want to figure out why people are successful, what
Mm-hmm.
has helped them go from, let's say in your case, a verbal 20 to a verbal 34. So I mean, in your case, you were literally at about what 30-35 percentile, and you're now at 70 plus percentile on verbal. And and
Right.
the idea really is to share the secrets of success. So how we go about in these interviews is we kind of talk about you first, where we understand who you are, what is it that you do, and then talk about why is it that you're trying to do an MBA right now, or how is it that you decided to do an MBA right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we talk about your preparation, how did you prepare at every stage, and then what led to improvement at every stage.
Okay. Right.
Okay. And so, but first of all, I would say my partial congrats on getting interview calls from Keenan Flagler and a few other business schools.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So,
I got calls from Keenan Flagler, Emory,
okay.
and I have got one admit already from WP Carey.
Oh, perfect. So you're coming right here in Phoenix. That's a possibility too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and it's right now the negotiations with the scholarship is going on.
Hmm.
I actually am looking for a program which is towards finance, corporate finance. Since I have done my CFA and I want to
Yes.
pursue in that direction, Arizona is a great program, WP Carey, for supply chain management.
Yes.
So that's a consideration. I know, but let's see if I can get good amount of scholarship from also like schools like Keenan Flagler or Emory or Combs, then I may go towards the East Coast. But right till now, I'm happy if I can get in WP Carey.
Okay. Very good. And again, congratulations for the admit. It's always good to have an admit in hand,
Yeah,
right? It's like, okay,
right.
I know I'm going to get somewhere. And the other fact is you're negotiating a scholarship, which means you're going to get at least some scholarship. And I'm sure that
Uh-huh.
700 score is going to kind of push your case even further.
Right, right,
So,
right.
so that's wonderful. So, yeah, congratulations over there as well. So let's talk about you, who you are, what is it that you do today?
I'm working as a technology analyst, as a FICO functional consultant, and a SAP release manager with Infosys, based in Pune.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working with various FMCG clients and financial services clients.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking care of the entire SAP cluster, and also I'm working as a consultant in bidding for multiple clients in Germany and Poland, basically Eastern Europe and Asian markets.
Okay.
So apart from that, I like playing sports, tennis,
Mm-hmm.
and an ardent Liverpool fan, football freak, you can say. And so I decided to pursue my MBA. I mean, the decision came to do my MBA because I felt that at this point of time, to make the next progression in my career, it is important to have a degree. I mean, not just a degree, it's a exposure from a B school, I mean, which has an, gives you exposure from diversity, geography. You get to know a lot more about the what are the recent trends in the market, how are the, I know, consulting also, this kind of trends. So I think right now, at the 5 years of experience, the management program from a global B school was the right step, is the right step. So
Okay.
this is, I mean, I before that I was
So,
confused. Yeah.
so let's kind of talk a bit about you. So you are someone who actually does two functions, which are very interesting. You
Uh-huh.
get new clients, you said, in Germany and Poland. And FMCG is, if you could tell me what's the full form of FMCG?
Financial, fast moving consumer goods, and CPG.
Okay, okay, fast moving consumer goods. So you get clients and then you deliver products to them. So they deliver the final projects to them, you said.
Basically, I work for a request for pursuit, I mean proposals, like, say for example, I work for a, currently we're bidding for two Fortune 500 clients, and they are retailers in Germany.
Mm,
So what actually I do, like, they give, like, when the bid actually happens, I need to understand the with their end based systems, their
mm,
open source, whether it's a front end, back
mm,
end, what kind of integrations we need to do, how
mm,
can we do process improvement, scalability, what are the scope of development. So we
mm.
bid, and like we deliver, like what is the profit margins we can work, and will it be a 5-year project, 7-year project, how can we, I mean, slowly improve the process, we can cut down, I mean, clients expenses, and increase also my company's revenue. These are the things which we work upon. So basically it involves a lot of data and statistics analysis.
Also, the very fact that the profitability of the project does depend on your estimates to begin with,
Ye-
right?
yes, yes,
And,
right.
and and these projects, from what I understand, are not small projects. They're, I would say, multi-million, at times tens of millions of dollars, right?
Yeah, it's a big project. I mean, it's the fourth largest retailer currently. It's the fourth largest retailer in the world, and it's the in one of the most prestigious account you can tell in entire Europe.
So
Uh,
are we talking about Aldi over here?
no, I am talking about Metro.
Metro, okay. All right.
Metro.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect. So that's great. So tell me, you seem to be doing well at Infosys. So why is it that you felt that you want? I mean, you couldn't actually continue that ladder and go into management, and why did you feel like MBA would be a better route?
To be very honest, right now, to if I don't do an MBA, the career progression will take a lot of time. I mean, right now it takes long. I mean, there is so much competition, and the people, everyone who are coming, I mean, they have done some kind of MBA. The basic thing is people look right now is a degree, but also, I mean, I have done work related to development, analysis,
Mm,
operations and consulting, but I don't have as such exposure working in, strategic leadership or strategic consulting or corporate finance. And very from the very beginning, I mean, I had some coursework in my engineering on financial management and ratio analysis. So that was quite of, I mean, interesting to me, because I'm not from a commerce background. So
okay.
I just heard of this certification called CFA, and I did some research,
Mhm.
and I was quite confused whether to do CFA or to do FRM. And FRM, I found that it's kind of almost about risk management. So, and CFA is kind of corporate finance. You get to know about mergers and acquisitions. You get how to value a company. So that was quite interesting. So I decided to do CFA, and that actually also helps, to make, boost your profile and make sure that
Mm.
you, when you are saying to the B school that you want to do something, you have done some research work or some coursework. So that's why I want to do an MBA now. I mean, that career
So
progression is
MBA
very.
for you is career progression and a fast track to career progression, going up the corporate ladder faster.
It is one fact, but also its MBA will help, new learnings,
Definitely.
diversity is there. You get to, mix new, meet new kind of people. I mean, I'm not talking about not from India, but if you look at the programs in US, they're very competitive every day. The coursework changes. It's very flexible and dynamic. I mean, what are the current trends in the market? How does the industry? What are the expectations of the industry? So that's how, I mean, the US curriculum is currently now best. And apart from that, I mean, if you look at the faculty abroad and if you look at the faculty in India, I mean, whatever you study, not in MBA, if you are also doing communications, if you're doing arts, I mean, it's kind of interesting. People who go there and tell, and I have interacted with a lot of people from different colleges, they say it's interesting. You find an interest. That's something, I mean, currently I think something is missing in Indian education system. Like people, if you, for me, I mean, if I give you my example, I mean, from an IT background, and people say, no, I want to do investment banking. I want to do investment. I mean, why people need to go there? So that kind of trend is missing in Indian education system.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also an important factor. I need to do an MBA from abroad.
Okay. Okay. All right. Perfect. So you decided to do an MBA. So tell us how you went about doing that. So I mean, how do you went about preparing for your GMAT?
First and foremost, I mean, I wrote CAT few years back,
Okay.
and I got a call from MDI Gurgaon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the at the end of the day, I was getting good work offers. So I thought, like, I'm too young for the program in my first year. So that point of time, I thought, okay, I was a bit confused whether to write GRE or GMAT. I was doing all this research and finding out like some B schools accept this GRE scores, and I always knew my verbal was a weak point. I mean, I could communicate, I could write, but effectively, I mean, the correct English, I found that it would be difficult. So so for some point of time, I was thinking of writing GRE, but somehow this preparation could not happen. At from the 2012, I mean, not 2012, 2013, I really became serious about my MBA program. I felt that at least if I am planning to go with the 5 years or 6 years of work experience, I should start focusing now. I know I mean, out of touch with the concepts. So I gave a mock GMAT exam. I found uh, Princeton exam, and I gave, and to my shock, I found that I just got only 490. And quite surprisingly, I found that my math score was around 48, and English I got somewhere around 14. So was the starting point. I started to buy all these materials. I bought GMAT official guide 12, official guide 13. I started downloading materials, free materials, but I could not decide which course to join. And I didn't heard of anything called neither that time, neither e-GMAT nor Manhattan nor Kaplan. I frequented with Indian service providers like Time, Career Launcher. I attended their demo classes, but in the end, I felt that English was nothing. I mean, I was stuck in a situation where I could not see there was no scope of improvement. So I joined initially Kaplan classes in Pune. So, and I prepared so for 6-7 months, and I was seeing that constantly I was getting good scores in.
Excuse me. When you say you joined Kaplan in Pune, and prior to that you mentioned Time. So did you join Time or some of the other Indian companies as well? Did you take a formal training?
I joined IMS for a short period. They were having that promo offer, like launch offer, where if you join the GMAT classes, they were giving huge discounts. Like it was the first batch.
And so just so that we are clear on the timing, so when was this? Which year? Which month are we talking about here?
It was the end of I mean, big 2013 January.
2013 January. Okay.
Okay, and from 2013 January to April, I continued with them, but I could see a particular trend of scores. I mean, my scores were between 560 to 630. I had consistent scores in quant, but no improvement. I mean, absolutely blank. The curve was absolutely stable, and it was going down. No improvement in verbal. So I joined Kaplan. There is a partner called Chopra's in Pune. I joined Kaplan, but I used to pick up the concepts, but the main difficulty whenever I used to get new kind of questions, I was totally at sea. I mean, how to negate the five question, how to look at the questions. I mean, I used to see only the options. I never used to read the first main sentence. For example, in a sentence correction, I never applied the technique of finding the errors, understanding the meaning. These were the concepts that are I never had any knowledge about. So I only used to directly went to the options and used to approach that vertical technique, like find out which is the in which sentence the words are changing. So I used to
The
do
split
by that.
method, classically.
Yes, split method. Yes. So no idea. So I mean, I wrote GMAT, first GMAT on October 19th of 2013, and I got around 610. I before that I gave some mock exams from Manhattan. I my scores were 630, 640, 670, 710, and 690, and they were all fresh tests. Okay. I found a particular trend that 50 51 I was getting in the quant section, but in the verbal section I was getting around 31 32. But I took that, I knew in my heart that I was not fully prepared, but I just took a gamble that if I can get that 700 or 700 plus score, but to my destiny I got 610.
So here's something very important. You said in your heart you knew that you weren't well prepared. How did you know that?
Because I knew that the concepts, I am taking a risk in verbal, because in, say for example, in quant I know that I know the concepts, whatever comes I can apply. In verbal there was no such kind of X factor in me. Okay, I know the concepts, I cannot, I can apply. I mean, if it's like a similar kind of question or a similar kind of thought process or similar kind of question I have worked previously, I would be able to do. No such thought process or no such pre-thinking concepts which I learned with e-GMAT, there were nothing there with me. So after I got the score, I mean, I took a break for 1 week, and again I joined another program called Experts Global Training Services. They're from Delhi. They provided me a lot of materials, a lot of questions. They have their free videos on the net where they teach by a professor. I mean, it's kind of, they have something which they have based like on e-GMAT. They have some videos you can watch these sessions, and there are live sessions. And I was hopeful that okay fine, I will get some good scores. They gave me all those mock tests. I gave Princeton, I gave Kaplan new version, I gave GMAT, the two new GMAT mocks. I gave those ones, Newton test. I gave which Veritas test. All these tests I gave. And in this test I could see like, okay, with a lot of preparation I was getting 710, 720, 690. But still that feeling was always there inside me. No, I am not sure whether my verbal preparation was on the right track. I took that exam again, and on after 2.5 months, somewhere in end of December, somewhere on 26th of December, 24th of December, I got the score of 630. The same pattern, I got 15 quant and just 25 in verbal, just 3 points improvement. So I mean, basically the plan was
just to summarize, you so between your first and your second attempt, you had solved what? How many practice questions did you do?
I gave around 14 or 15 mock exams, and at least I had solved 2000 SC questions, 800 CR questions, and at least 100 RC passages.
So you are a classical case of where one can say just practice does not make a man perfect.
Exactly. I completely agree with you. If you don't know these concepts, you cannot get that correct. So then I joined e-GMAT, right? I joined e-GMAT on 26th of December, and I started following the videos. I joined that verbal life prep course, and initially whatever was taught, I was finding very, very difficult. The 3-step process to apply in each steps, I was finding that in each of the questions I was taking around 5 minutes or 6 minutes, especially in CR questions, because CR has always been my weak point. SC, I could understand the new concepts. I mean, how to look at the questions first.
Sorry, I should keep all my phones here. It's just I get so many crank calls. Yes.
Okay, no problem. SC, I started with SC. I read the videos. I did every week, as was planned in the calendar. I learned the concepts of how to read the sentence properly, understanding the meaning. First and foremost, I really focused on meaning. Then I tried to read the sentence and find out the errors. The first and foremost thing I used to do, which I found very easy, and as taught in the videos and in the section, try to find out the subject verbs. and I followed those 3 steps process. SC improved a lot. I could see that my improvement in accuracy and SC went to around 70% to 85%. And RC I also was improving, but CR, even though I was getting the understanding the 3 steps process, the main difficulty I was finding, right, I could not manage the time. So that was always there. I mean, I could not manage a CR question within 2 minutes, but I stick to the process. But this time also I gave couple of mocks, I mean the repeated mocks, and the question, of course the scores were fluctuated because I have repeated them. Gave this time, third time, on 20, 29th July. Sorry,
Okay.
yes, 29th of July, and this time I got 640. Okay, so 49 I got in quant and 28 in verbal. So I just noticed that 3 points has improved. So I mean I wrote to you and Payal, and I mean asked for the analysis. And the first and foremost thing you said, that stop giving mocks and do your analysis, like where are you getting wrong. So the last 2 months what I did was, I didn't give a single mock this time. I didn't give a single mock. I just went through the concepts, the videos which are embedded in that system on your login ID. I read the concepts, I made some notes, understood it, and I did only OG13 and applied those concepts only 3 minutes, 3 steps process. And I just revised my the weak points, the areas, and CR I also practiced, and practiced in a without a time frame. I just made my mind fresh and see whatever happens, I've got nothing to lose. I know this concept, it's only about training your mind and being relaxed. So I mean this time I got my score finally 700, and I was quite happy, because when I was submitting I thought, no, I had screwed
Another
up.
3 points.
Another 3 points. I thought I'd screwed up, because this fear also came because I had this notion that until and unless you get a bold-faced question, your score is not going down. Every time in my previous attempts, I have seen 2 questions or 1 questions in bold-faced, but this time I did not receive a single bold-faced question. I mean, GMAT tricks you so well. I mean, you actually tend to think like the software, whatever you are answering is correct, but you are actually not doing it in a wrong way. So this has been my experience. But for me, I mean, I can say that as a non-native speaker, there is no service provider which can provide you better in a more explanatory way like e-GMAT. I mean, my friends have taken trial videos of Magush. They have they have attended Ron Pureval's classes from Manhattan. They have attended Kaplan. They have attended Princeton. I mean, even me, I have spent so much money, and if I could have attended e-GMAT, I mean, it's just the process is very simplified, and I feel that for a non-native speaker, this 3-step process is absolutely essential. Maybe my score could have improved because my CR scores didn't improve, but the CR step, the pre-thinking is absolutely must, because it helps you to gauge that assumption, and that makes your to get those answer choices to click on your mind without making much more time. So that pre-thinking is very much essential for CR questions.
So Anindya, I have a excuse me, I have a curious question. So in your 4th attempt, and your 4th attempt was pretty recent, right?
Right.
So did
22nd September. 22nd September.
Okay, all right. So then maybe it's the wrong question to ask. So you probably did not see the CRE Scholar product come out, did you?
CRD Pro.
The Scholar product from us that we launched. I think it was
quiz product.
Yeah,
yes, I took that product. And I will say that it's a must for every people who want to practice CR question, because it is absolutely very, very similar to the real CR questions, kind of questions you get in GMAT. I have seen questions in OG. They are okay, they are fine, but I personally feel the CR questions are the most difficult in your real GMAT. And those questions which I have practiced with that 170 questions, they are absolutely vital. They are tough, but they're very similar. I mean, almost 100% similar in the in terms of structure and consistency and the kind of difficulty level. They're absolutely close to the real GMAT. I took that.
Okay, that's good to know, and I will definitely pass this on to Niti and Meghna, who actually created this product. So,
Okay, okay,
I'll definitely. I'm sure they'll be very, very happy with that.
okay.
Excuse me. So you've done a lot of preparation, and so what's very interesting for me is I interviewed a guy yesterday who scored a 730. Uh,
Okay.
and he's actually the complete opposite of you. So he took two attempts, but what he really did was, I mean, unlike you, where you did a lot of practice, he did very little practice, and his focus primarily was to look at questions where he couldn't get right, or that he got right but did not get right for the right reasons. And he spent 15 minutes revising these questions. And his thing was, I shouldn't repeat those mistakes. And as he did that, he actually improved much faster.
Okay.
Do you kind of see a parallel between your fourth attempt, what you did after you wrote to us in July, and what he did, and kind of, would you like to talk about how, when you revised those questions after you wrote to us, went
Mhm.
back and stopped giving mocks? So how was that experience? Were there any aha moments, or some of those other things?
For the revision part, I focused on, I mean, the Manhattan questions. I mean, the Manhattan mocks, because they were after the GMAT software, they're very close to the real
Yes.
GMAT. And I found a particular trend in the kind of questions I was making errors in sentence correction. It was between parallelism and ing and ed modifiers. I was making the maximum number of mistakes in ing modifiers, and I could not figure out parallelism even after repeated practice. I mean, I found out reasons for it, because you try to read the sentence very fast and make the assumption, no, this is the correct answer, without reading it properly. It's maybe due to time constraint, or it may be due to exam pressure. But I found out that in a relaxed mind, if I did this question, I was able to, spot the error. I was able to understand the meaning, that this ing is actually, modifying the entire sentence if it's coming at the end of the sentence. These are the kind of, analysis which I found, and I made sure, like, I wrote them. And I used to went through them before 2 days before the exam. No, these are the concept I have understood. You should focus on these things on your mind. So, I mean, I stopped practicing. I mean, after the third attempt, I stopped practicing. I just revised the concepts and the errors. So yes, I will agree with you that, I mean, only practice will not help. I mean, as similar, like if you learn the concepts in quant, you get to you get your sums correct. Similarly, it's like a formula. You understand the concepts, you will be able to apply it. That's the secret.
Perfect. And one thing that I would really tell you is that with sentence correction also, we have an SC Scholar product, uh,
Okay.
and recently we launched the CRE Scholar as well.
Okay.
So I think what's very interesting is that you were able to figure this out, to really say, okay, these are the two areas. So what happened once you figured out, okay, ED and ING modifiers and parallelism are two areas where you're making the most mistakes? What did you do after that?
I revise the videos. I see the e-GMAT videos which are given,
Mm,
and also revisited the sessions, the live sessions
mm,
which were taught. I revisited the sessions, and
mm,
again I used to attend those sessions. There were a lot of articles published by e-GMAT, especially by on ED modifiers and ING medias on different forums like GMAT Club, Beat the GMAT, and they are right now also added with the say new generation.
yes.
I mean, the new software.
Platform
So
2.0, yes.
yes, platform 2.0.
Mm,
So that was a very important point. I will advise all people who are e-GMAT subscribers or using e-GMAT students, please read those articles. They are very much essential. I
mm.
mean, they will demonstrate how you can actually make a difference between this parallelism and this ing modifier.
Okay, perfect. That's I think really good advice. And I think and we are seeing this as a, what shall I say? I'm seeing this as a trend, to be very frank, where people go through the course, they improve to a certain degree, But then the second leg of improvement comes once they figure out where they faltered and go back and revise. And again,
Yes.
you're the third guy in 2 days who I'm talking to. All of them successful, but that last set of push comes from
Yes.
doing this and doing this
Ex-
introspection.
Yes. Yes. I completely agree with you.
So that's wonderful, Anindya. So
Thank you.
in terms of feedback for us, so what is so you what is it that we can do to make our course better?
I think this course is absolutely the best. I mean, I I will suggest e-GMAT should market more extensively, more aggressively, because uh, the potential for GMAT, market in India is huge. I mean, the major drawback I think e-GMAT can face, because many of my colleagues who are actually pursuing, want to do GMAT, they don't know of this company e-GMAT, and I think this is currently the biggest success story. I mean, the biggest startup which is having such success. I mean, even I didn't know e-GMAT, right? I heard of only Manhattan in India. Only people, we even don't know of this forum. Many of us don't know of this forum, GMAT Club, where such great articles about e-GMAT has been published. I mean, so I
I think
think
other good content as well. GMAT Lab has a lot of good content, I must say.
yes.
Mm.
So one good advice I will say, that e-GMAT needs to market more, because they have to because if students want, it's for the students interest, I will say that they should stop going to other providers, because I think here they will get the proper guidance. Most of Indian students need that improvement in verbal. Indian students, if they are facing definite problems in verbal, they should only go to e-GMAT. That's the best service provider. Secondly, the any other areas for e-GMAT, I feel, um, if we can get some more questions, like in the sessions, like the 3 or 4 hour sessions, we are you are giving 6 questions, where we are asked to try to analyze.
Mhm.
uh, if you can increase the course content, I mean, course content in the sense, the post session coursework in the week, where if we get to see new kind of questions based on OG, that is one area where students need to practice, because there has been success stories where people who have not got good scores on the first attempt and second attempt, they need to practice and also understand these concepts. So one point is, you need to know these concepts, and second thing is, you need to apply those concepts. So only OG 13 or these questions, they you don't get a proper feedback of yourself, whether you are really able to understand these concepts. So that thing is very essential. If e-GMAT can bring out more questions, and I from my point of view, I think people would definitely buy this product, because they also, e-GMAT has make a market, I mean, name for himself in the education industry right now.
Okay, so I think that's good feedback. So with the e-scholar, that's something that we're trying to do, and there are some new technology investments that we are making. I can tell you one of the challenges that we face
Hmm.
is it's easy to produce content given that we've been doing this for about 2.5, 3 years. But when you produce a lot of content, then suddenly your study time increases, right? The challenge really is how do you create um, uh, uh, the appropriate amount of content for the population, and how do you use leverage technology to make it more and more adaptive, and that's kind of where we are going. The other piece, one thing that you'd be happy to know is all the live sessions are being revamped, and we kind of discovered this new format, and again, that's one of the benefits of when you spend 80% of the time on research and development, that you can try new things out. And in the quant live sessions, you probably have not attended any quant live session that we have,
Yes.
but if you go through any of our quant live session, it actually, we do about 18 questions in a session.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
super fast. It is pretty much like a workshop in which we discuss the solutions.
Okay.
And I think so. We've tried some of that with our new SC1 session, and we've gotten really great feedback. And so I think all the SC sessions and then the CR sessions are being revamped as well, as per
Okay.
that. So they're going to be a lot more fast paced. But at the same time, the onus is a lot more on students to make sure that they do the pre-session coursework that is assigned to them.
Right. I completely agree with you. It's very much essential.
And that's always a balance that we have to juggle. I mean, for us, we love solving questions, and that's one of the reasons why 2 hour sessions and 2.5 hour sessions get extended to 3.5, 4 hour sessions, because our teachers love that.
Right.
And that's one of the benefits that you actually get when you have folks who work full time and say, this is all I've got to do, and if I do well, my students succeed, then we grow.
Right.
So yeah, but definitely, I think that's a great suggestion. We are going to discuss this internally to really say how can we leverage technology to enable that properly.
Right. Okay.
So Anindya, that was wonderful. I mean, those are pretty much all the questions that I had for you. I think your feedback, your experience is going to help others really, pace their prep and make sure they focus on the right areas while preparing. I think the one piece that I really liked was the fact that you said, you practiced so many questions that the improvement was not there. So I want to ask, do you have any questions for me, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, since you were in US, I mean, it's completely out of GMAT. Can I ask you personal question?
Sure, definitely.